What is up, everybody, and welcome into GRO in Greenville. My name is Nick Green.
I'm Ken Gates.
And we are here with SGA President Anderson Ward. Anderson, thank you for joining us, man.
Yeah, no worries. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome.
We appreciate it a lot.
Absolutely. Well, let's go ahead and get started right away. What made you want to run for SGA President?
So, originally it was my older brother Chandler. Some of you may know him, but he actually was the student body president 3 years before I was. And so both my older brothers have been a big influence in my life, and I've always wanted to compete with them and try to one-up them in some sense. And so this was one of the highest positions you can get in all of ECU as a student. And so I started thinking about it freshman, sophomore year, and then really decided that I wanted to run junior year. And originally that was my first thought, was just because I wanted to be like my older brother and run and represent everybody. But then, as I started to actually run in junior year, it's really, really cool to represent everybody. We've got almost 27,000 students here on campus, and being able to represent all of them and hear the different ideas and issues and concerns that students have and be that singular voice for them is really, really cool. And that's something that I've absolutely loved during my time here. But that was probably the main influence, as I got closer to actually putting my name on the ballot.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's understandable. For the people who don't know, and I guess because some people might be in the dark about it, just don't know, but what are your daily tasks and what your role is as SGA president?
Yeah, so it definitely varies day to day, for sure. There are, I've got standard monthly meetings as well. So I meet monthly with our Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs, Dr. Brandon Fry. I meet bi-weekly with our Associate Vice Chancellor, Dr. Eric Newble. I meet monthly with our Chancellor, Dr. Philip Rogers, as well as the Interim Provost, Dr. Chris Butto as well. So I've got monthly meetings that kind of rotate. So it's kind of, dictating on if I'm meeting with one of them, creating the agenda and all those things and creating the talking points. But day to day, I show up to the office around 9 a.m. every day and create my daily schedule, and I write everything down in my notebook and basically all of my tasks I have to do, emails to send. And so I take that first little hour to, as a little bit of self-time and, structure everything out for what I'm going to do that day. But typically it's just checking emails, creating agendas. We've got 2 standard meetings every single week. So we have the executive cabinet that meets on Mondays, and then we have the entire student assembly that meets on Wednesdays. So my schedule definitely revolves around those 2 standard meetings for sure. But on a day-to-day, it definitely varies. But it's been absolutely wonderful though. And just going in, because we have office hours and a lot of things we have to complete for SGA, just for all the rules, everything in there. And so it's been an absolute incredible experience so far. But additionally, I also serve on the ECU Board of Trustees. And so we only meet quarterly, which is not a lot for a lot of people, especially someone in my world that's used to, texting a friend and being able to meet up that night versus they're meeting, 4 times out of the year, which is crazy for me to comprehend at first. But we actually had one last week, and so it's a lot of preparation, a lot of agenda creating, thinking about questions about, strategic innovation, retention rates, graduation rates with students. So a lot of broad view conversations that happen with a lot of the senior university leadership versus, the nitty gritties with a lot of the associate vice chancellors and the other vice chancellors as well. But whenever we have conversations with Chancellor Rogers or with the Board of Trustees, it's definitely broad overview things and, and strategies to how to figure out, how can we better improve ECU as a whole.
Yeah, no, Dr. Eric Newble, great friend of the podcast.
Yeah.
We had him on.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Shout out Dr. Newble.
Shout out to you, Eric.
Absolutely. I have a quick question. So when you say creating agendas for as far as things go, are you talking about more specifically ECU events, or is that more a student activity board? Do you work hand in hand with them, or
So we don't exactly work directly hand in hand with SAB. They're a great organization. They do a lot of work. They are more tailored towards events creating for the students.
Okay.
So for us, it's bringing ideas and initiatives, campaigns, but also, addressing concerns and issues that students see on campus. So we do a lot of listening in SGA, and we have, town halls, forums, all these things to basically hear out the students. I'm the sole person on the Board of Trustees, student representative, so I've got to make sure that I can listen to everybody at once.
Sure.
And, we do a lot of events and things to get a better understanding of what we can do to help them. But on a day-to-day basis, so I'm the chair of our SGA Executive Council that meets on Mondays. So I'll create the agenda for that. We have new business, old business, sometimes presentations from other services. So we have counseling services come in to present to help market their materials. I think we have a incredible mental health resources campaign here, but we wanted to help them market their ideas and campaigns that they do in their individual department. And so we'll listen to them. We'll hear from ITCS in a lot of different areas to figure out how can we make ECU better in general. And so this is definitely, the SGA meetings are more centralized with specific student ideas and initiatives we're going to create. But then, as we get into the, higher university administration, it's definitely a broader view concept.
Sure.
Yeah.
What would you say is probably the most rewarding part of your job?
Oh, there's a lot. I think it's really, really cool to walk around campus and be recognized sometimes. I think that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I mean, the opportunity that I was given was, nothing short of amazing. And walking around, talking with everybody all the time and hearing, I think it's honestly probably the most rewarding part is being able to hear everybody's story. We've got nearly 27,000 students here on campus. And we've got international students. We've got students who are first generation students. We've got a massive wide range of diversity here on campus, and being able to hear all their, points and ideas. And I mean, even if it's just, hey, we should look into this, for transfer students, incredible. Something that, may slip through the cracks for me, they think about all the time. And so they bring it to me, and I'm able to, craft an idea or initiative or send an email to somebody in higher administration to kind of get the ball rolling. But I think probably the most rewarding part is being able to hear my story on campus and being able to talk with them and represent everybody in the best possible way that I can.
Sure. Completely understand that. What thing, and I guess your 8th month now as president?
Yeah.
What thing are you most proud of in your time so far?
Ooh, gosh, there's a lot. One, I guess that was kind of a passion project for me was helping with academic advising. So I've heard a lot of stories, and like I mentioned, a lot of people come to me to whether it's complain about something or just create an initiative that they thought about from a different campus or institution. Academic advising was something that I think that we needed a little bit of help with, and we have an incredible academic advising center here, but there's a few areas of opportunity that we could help improve for the students. And so at the end of the day, an academic advisor can make or break you graduating in 4 years or 4.5 years. And for a lot of students, it's a big financial burden. So I wanted to start working with Dr. Alan Guidry, who oversees the Academic Advising Center, and create conversations with him and make sure that everybody, we have a universal academic advising for the entire campus, because nowadays, we've got some of the smartest students I've ever seen here. We've got a lot of students that are double majoring, a minor, a certificate on the side. And so I want to make sure that they all can have the courses they need and register for everything at the same time. But I know it is tough because there is a lot that goes into it on the back end of academic advising. So it's been great to talk with them and, basically understand, how can we get this done? How can we fix it for the students? So that was a little passion project for me. Another great one was we did Food for Fines, which was a campaign that we started. This was a initiative that allows students, faculty, and staff to trade in food items to void parking tickets, which was great. So that was an incredible initiative we did in partnership with the William Ross Pearl Pantry and Parking Transportation offices.
Yeah, no, I think both those, and I've been able to see personally how those have affected people and helped people out a lot.
Yeah.
I completely get that.
It's good to know. I haven't gotten a parking ticket yet, but that is good to know that if I do happen to get one soon, please don't ticket me. I try to park legally most times, but if I do get one, I could just go get some food.
Sometimes you gotta run in and go get cans or whatever.
Sometimes it happens, it happens sometimes on college campuses. Do you think you could give us some insight as to what we could be seeing in the next couple of months, or some things you might be working on right now?
Yeah, definitely. So there is actually one that was an initiative that we started early in probably September. So it's been a long time coming, but now, and I've sent a few emails, but officially there will be a professional photo booth inside of the SGA office. This will allow students, faculty, and staff the opportunity to go receive up to 3 free headshots in under 5 minutes. So you walk into the SGA office, there will be this nice big photo booth. There's a digital screen on there, and you will click the screen, type in your student email, and it will sit there and it will count down, 3, 2, 1, and you will sit on a chair, take your pictures, and it'll directly send them to your email. And there's even an AI enhancer on there if you want to make sure you look extra pretty that day. But yeah, that was a very, very long time coming, and it was a really big project that we wanted to do. But student success was one of our key initiatives that we wanted to help with. And while we could also promote career services and all the job fairs that we do here on campus, I think headshots was a really big gap that we had, and I wanted to make sure that we could fill that gap. And so by putting it in the SGA office, I thought was perfect. And bringing the students to SGA to also help them understand what we do here on campus. And I think a lot of times that students know what SGA is, but I don't think they understand what we do on a day-to-day basis, like we just talked about. And this allows them to come to the office, engage with all the people inside of SGA, and also be able to get some free headshots, which would be great. Yeah. So whether that's you can use it for your LinkedIn profile, which completely enhances our brand image and likeness on there. Having the ECU tag and professional headshot looks incredible, especially whenever you're networking and talking to other people on LinkedIn. You can also use it for your student one cards, which would be great. I know personally I had to put a bed sheet up in my house because I didn't have a white wall. So for me, I definitely could have used it back in the day. But now we got it done, even though I'm a senior this year. It'll be coming here right before I leave. So this will be probably early April. The PO's been sent out. We're waiting on the installation process right now. So sometime early April, right before graduation. So if you need a new headshot right before graduation, let me know. We'll be doing a grand opening and everything over there. So it's really, really exciting. But that was a long time coming. But we finally got everything done and crossed all the T's, dotted all the I's, and we finished up everything. So that's probably one of the biggest campaigns we did, and it's finally coming here. So
that sounds amazing. Yeah,
I'll have to check that out. I actually need a headshot.
It's
so
great.
I'll check that out actually.
And it's tough because sometimes students go to the career fair, and that's probably the easiest place to go get one. But a lot of the times you show up at the career fair, you got 200 students in line, and you may have class or you may have another job.
I'm only there for like 30 minutes.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you're trying to get in and get out, you don't have the time to go up there and do all that stuff, and then they send out the link, and there's a whole bunch of there's 500, 600 headshots over there, and you're like, well, where's mine?
Yeah.
Right.
But this way, it allows you to immediately get it, and it sends directly to you. And I think it's just an incredible opportunity that I've even gotten, some crap from my friends about how hard it is, sometimes to get a headshot. So this allowed every single student, faculty, and staff to be able to get a headshot in a matter of minutes, which is incredible. So
that's awesome.
Last question before we get to our rapid fire segment. If you were going to send a message to a person choosing between future colleges and ECU as an option, what would you say?
Oh, that's tough. But I think my main pitch is the faculty, the advisors, the administrators here, they care. And I haven't been to any other university, so I can't speak to it, but they care a lot here. And even though I've been in this role, even before I was in this role, if you emailed a professor in a 200 lecture hall class, they would respond and they would be glad to get an email from students because they think that students just want to go through their day-to-day and not interact with any of the professors, not speak with them. But if you take the time to go out there and speak with them, they're more than happy to talk with you and help you out in any way that they can. I know there's sometimes, some professors may vary, but for me, I've had an incredible experience. Obviously now, I'm able to speak with all the people in the university administration, but even before then, they care here, which is, I can't say the same for every other school, and they want you to succeed in life. They want you to get here, they want you to get a good education, they want you to understand, what it takes to make it in the real world, and they give you some real world applications, and quite frankly, a lot of the professors here do the work they teach, which I don't think a lot of other schools do that. I just had a class last semester, and the professor that I had spent 30 years inside of the financial industry. And we were learning about finance. Yeah. So, it makes sense to have somebody who's been in that role, who's sat at that desk, put in, 100 plus hours, however many they put in a week, but to be able to come back and teach our students, it's an incredible experience. And also our alumni are fantastic. I think that if you look at our alumni status and the impacts they've made on not even just the state of North Carolina, but the country. They've done incredible things, especially we've got people on our board of trustees here that still take the time out of their days to come back and put everything back into it, and they all want student success. And I'm sure you probably hear it 100 times, but it's true. All the students, or all the faculty, administrators, staff, everybody wants student success here, and I think it shows a lot of the time. So that's probably my number one pitch to anybody out there. East Carolina University is the greatest place in the world, and I would not be here in this seat sitting with these two fine gentlemen if I did not come to this university, and it's made me who I am today.
You heard it from the SGA president himself right there,
folks. That's as much as like a good pitch as you can get.
I don't think we could ask for a better pitch for ECU than that right there. Unless maybe you want to play some ECU baseball highlights, maybe. Yeah. You could sell somebody on that if you're a baseball fan. You could sell me on that too.
Or just put the military bowl highlights on repeat.
That too. Tell you what, you want to get hyped up, put the military bowl highlights on. I promise you right there, you're hyped up. You want to come to ECU.
Oh, yeah. There's a nice fight at the end too.
There is. You're gonna want to come be a pirate after you watch that. But that's all we got for as far as that goes. But we're gonna have some rapid fire questions where you just kind of get to know you more as a person. So that way, the viewers out there, if you're an ECU student, you get to know who our SGA president is more as a person here. First of all, do you have a favorite spot to go on campus?
Just spot in general.
Let's do a third floor main campus student center sky deck. I think it's really peaceful up there on a nice day. You overlook the campus. You have the clock tower and everything. Mm-hmm. It's quiet too, which I think maybe a hidden gem. So I apologize for all the people that go there frequently. I just kind of exposed it a little bit, but that's one of my favorite places. I mean, it overlooks campus. It's a gorgeous view up there, and on a nice day, I can sit up there for hours. So.
What is your favorite restaurant on campus?
Ooh, I actually like the new one, Shakespeare, a lot.
Shakespeare.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's great. I love acai bowls. So
Yeah, I was about to say, what's the go-to one?
I'm a big acai bowls guy.
Okay.
I love fruit, and so I get that pretty frequently now. Even though it's just opened, I love it.
Sure.
Gotcha.
What's your favorite restaurant off campus?
Ooh,
Top 3, or you can go just your favorite.
Gosh, I'll go 3. I'll go kind of different avenues. First, Nino's is always a classic.
Yeah.
I grew up coming to football games and stuff here, and so whenever we wanted to have a nice dinner, that was Nino's. And so shout out to Massimo. I know you do great work over there, and Nino's is wonderful. Pirates Deli is always a go-to.
There we go. There we go.
It's a staple in my household. Even just a quick bacon, egg, and cheese to go on the
I love Pirates
fly.
Deli.
They're unbeatable. I love them over there. The chopped cheese is wonderful too. So there's a few things you can get there. Breakfast and lunch is great. They actually got incredible smoothies too, which not a lot of people talk about. So I like those a lot. I guess. Oh, last one. I gotta double check. I gotta cheat here. That's what it is. New place, Noodle Mania. It's
Where's
yeah.
that?
So it's on Greenville Boulevard. It is phenomenal though. I like really good ramen, and they've got a really good ramen bar there. You can get some poached eggs and all that stuff, and it's incredible. So I tried to pick 3 different kind of types of food.
Sure, yeah.
You know,
Give you a variety.
Yeah, quick and easy go, somewhere in between, and then a nicer restaurant. So
There you go.
oh yeah.
What is your favorite Pirate sport to watch?
Oh, ECU baseball, without a doubt. I grew up playing baseball, so I got a lot of friends on the baseball team as well. And Parker Bird and Dixon Williams, 2 of my good friends, and so being able to go see them go. Live out their dreams and kick some butt on the diamond is always fun. So I'll be there this weekend as well.
I'm about to say, I will be there.
I'll also be there.
I will not miss the home opener. So I'm excited for it. No, yeah.
You can't miss the home opener. Do you have a favorite ECU sporting event that you've been to while being a Pirate?
Oh, while being a Pirate, I would actually probably say the Military Bowl.
Okay.
I was there in Annapolis. It was wonderful to experience. I got to talk junk to a lot of my NC State friends. I'm from Raleigh, so I grew up an NC State fan, but similar to both my older brothers, I became a Pirate, and it was fun.
It's good to mature.
It was good, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So my mother would not agree, but she's a 2-time state grad, so she wasn't very happy. But it was fun to be able to talk junk to a lot of my good friends. Outside of being a student, easily the ECU versus UNC football game in 2014, whenever we scored 70.
Okay.
That's a staple in UBE and all these places. There was a purple sky background, Shane Carden and Justin Hardy days. Gosh, they were incredible to watch. But yeah, we scored 70, so that was probably one of the best games I've ever watched during my time as an ECU fan. But as a student, it's got to be a Military Bowl game.
Fair enough.
I think that was an incredible experience.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Last question. Obviously, you spent a lot of time at the Student Center.
Yeah.
But what's your favorite building on campus?
Ooh, favorite building. Gosh, I would say Bait, but I spend way too much time there with classes. So,
Fair.
it's tough. Obviously, I'm in the Student Center a lot, and I love it there. Just because that's where my office is too, so it's great.
Sure.
But to pick a different one though, I think Wright is gorgeous. I think it's a beautiful building. But personally, I like the Wright space over there with they've got the outdoor seating and everything. Right across, right behind Wright where they've got all of the restaurants and everything. That little outdoor seating area I think is really peaceful and nice. You get to see a lot of foot traffic too, so you get to see everybody, which is fun.
I people watch.
You get the
I
people watch too, which is fun. So I know a lot of people that spend time over there, and it's a gorgeous place on campus. And actually one of the first places we campaigned whenever I started running. So it's got a soft spot in my heart.
There you go. Guys, that is SGA President Anderson Ward. Anderson, thank you so much for joining us
appreciate you guys.
this week for this week's podcast. We greatly appreciate you. You guys can catch us on YouTube. We are GRO in Greenville, or you can check our weekly radio show, Grounded in Greenville, which this semester we are Wednesdays at 2 p.m. You can check us out there. Until next time, thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Nick Green.
I'm Ken Gates.
Go Pirates.
Or